My name is Shocker.
And I'm Gillespie.
And you are watching the Rasslin Club Throwback. As I said, I am Shocker here with Gillespie.
How you doing?
He's back. You love him. Here he is.
You gotta love me.
Today we're going to be talking about Wrestlemania 1 on this first edition of the Rasslin Club Throwback. Now, Dalton, first of all, how long has it been since you've watched Wrestlemania 1?
Actually, I watched it the other day, but before that, it's been a long time. About 10 years.
Yeah, same for me. It's probably been about 10 years since I watched Wrestlemania 1, and I forgot some of the matches. We all know the main event, of course, but this opened with Mean Gene Okerlund singing the national anthem. Mean Gene, go to singing class.
Got the voice of an angel. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know he can't sing, but it's Mean Gene Okerlund. Come on, you gotta love him. We all love him, right?
Everybody loves him, but don't want to hear him sing.
We need someone else like Mean Gene in the company right now.
I don't want to hear him sing ever again.
You gonna go that far?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can't sing either, but I sing all the time.
Not the national anthem.
Oh, yeah, true. In front of all those people. Yeah, okay. I see you. And the first thing I heard Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon. Oh my gosh.
The announcing was great.
Oh, man.
The commentary was great.
It just makes me miss them so much. It makes me miss Gorilla Monsoon. I mean, I wish he was still around. Him and Ventura should come back. He should just come back to life just to commentate one more WrestleMania.
Just one more. I wish we had better commentators like then. There's so much more excitement to him.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's a different time, but man, Ventura could be a commentator today. He is awesome.
Easily.
And Gorilla Monsoon was even though he was for the faces, I mean, he was still awesome. And Ventura's just the ultimate heel commentator. I mean, you can't get better than that. Okay, first match, we had the Executioner versus Tito Santana. Dalton, who is the Executioner?
The Executioner, we don't know who the Executioner is, honestly. Buddy Rose?
Yeah, we looked this up, and we thought he was the same guy who was in the Freebirds, but no, it's not him. That's a different Executioner.
That's a different Executioner. There's like 3 or 4 of those.
This Executioner is Buddy Rose, and he's from Parts Unknown, according to the WWF at the time.
He cuts amazing promos.
He was going after the leg that was hurt.
The leg that was hurt the week before.
That was his promo. And Tito Santana, Arriba!
Tito Santana was great. He actually did very well with his. But
I could see him going today. I mean, he was awesome. It was an okay match. It wasn't the best, but
compared to the other matches of the night.
Oh yeah,
it was actually
one of the better matches.
It was one of the better matches of the night. It was on par for the time period.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Santana looked amazing. I mean, he won the figure 4 leg lock, of course. He wasn't going to lose to the Executioner.
Yeah, the previously undefeated Executioner.
Yes, he was going in. And yeah, figure 4 for the win. Decent match, but it's what you expect at the time.
It's Tito Santana.
And the next match was King Kong Bundy versus SD Jones. That's right, Special Delivery Jones.
The long match took a while to finish up that
Oh
one.
yeah,
it was a squash match.
Actually, this match was the shortest match ever at the time.
24 seconds.
Shortest match ever. It broke a record. I remember Monsoon saying, "I think this one broke a record."
yeah. It was just a squash match. It was just building up Bundy as a force. I felt like,
which he was.
He was massive.
And SD Jones, I'm sorry this happened to you. I don't know if you're still around, but if you are, our dearest condolences to that man.
That didn't need to happen.
Yeah, poor guy, right? Jimmy Hart was King Kong Bundy's manager, and what I loved about this time period is one manager could be with so many different people, and it was okay. It was. I mean,
it's like when Paul Heyman had a few guys at the same time.
Yeah, they were all Paul Heyman guys, but they didn't have storylines together.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Hart was King Kong Bundy, but he was with other guys. But that had nothing to do with King Kong Bundy. He was just their manager as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have to have a storyline with that. He
was just their manager.
Yeah, it was just everyone's manager. Like, oh, I need a manager. Jimmy Hart's the guy, or Bobby the Brain Heenan's the guy.
Jimmy Hart is always the go-to.
Lou Albano. Well, I mean, we'll talk about him later because he was on the show. But I mean, I want to see that again. Let's bring that back. Paul Heyman, get it like 10 guys and manage them all.
Yeah, Paul Heyman, we want you more.
Gillespie, something that brought back so many good memories during this was Lord Alfred Hayes.
Lord Alfred. Oh Lord, no.
His
Pun
reading
intended.
of the teleprompter wasn't the greatest,
Oh,
and he botched many interviews.
you could tell like he seemed pretty nervous.
But I love that man. I
It-
love Lord Alfred Hayes.
It was good still.
It's
I mean,
a nostalgia trip, and just love hearing the man talk.
oh yeah, it was great.
But Ricky Steamboat versus Matt Bourne was next, which
That was actually one of the better matches of the
best
night.
singles match
The
of the
best
night.
singles match of the night by
I'll
far.
give it that.
Ricky Steamboat is just a great performer.
Oh,
all around.
man.
You can't.
Oh, we were lucky to see Ricky Steamboat in
Yeah, we
Bristol,
saw him in
Bristol,
Bristol,
Tennessee,
Tennessee.
about 10 years ago. A little bit over 10 years ago.
Yeah, about a little bit over 10 years ago, we saw him.
Oh man, that was great. He didn't have a match, but he beat up Jonathan Coachman on the
it was
show.
good. It was good.
It was great. I'm glad we got to see him, but one of the best in-ring performers and he's in my top 10.
Yeah, all
Easy.
time, any era. He was amazing.
Oh, he beat Matt Bourne with
The crossbody.
The crossbody, yeah.
Crossbody.
and
Top rope.
I mean, you can't beat Steamboat. The dude let Daniel Ron use the American Dragon as his name. Come on, I mean, Daniel Ron was inspired by. There's so many people inspired by Steamboat. It's
Like,
ridiculous.
if you ask like a lot of wrestlers, they say like Ricky Steamboat actually was their inspiration to
Oh
be a
yeah,
wrestler.
oh yeah. He's a great person too. I mean, you can't beat Ricky Steamboat. He is the man. But crossbody for the win. That's how that match
Crossbody for the
ended.
win.
And our next match.
We had Dave Sammartino and his dad. His manager was Bruno Sammartino, which was great. That was fantastic. That part.
8-year reign.
And then we had the amazing Brutus the Barber Beefcake and his manager Johnny Valiant. Now, let it be known this match was the second longest of the night, and
It
was
was.
by far the worst match of the night.
Uh,
It was so bad.
why do you think it was so bad though? I mean, what was it that you didn't like about it?
They tried to make David Sammartino seem better than he was.
Because of his dad.
Because of his dad.
obviously.
Yeah, his dad had a good spot in the match, and then ended in like a double disqualification.
Yeah.
A big brawl at the end of it, and it was really good for that part. But the entire match, it just dragged on. They tried to do all the technical wrestling and things, and
And they couldn't.
they couldn't. And this baby-faced David Sammartino, he wasn't good. His performance was awful.
Awful.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it, but
Did you watch it?
yeah, but it's a different time.
It was a different time.
Gillespie, it's a different time.
Compared to the Ricky Steamboat match,
Well, you can't I mean, he's awesome.
it was. At the
I
same
guess you
time-
can't
it was the
compare.
same
It's
era.
the same time,
It was
same,
both in
same
1985.
show, but
Same show.
Ricky Steamboat's one of the greats.
Yeah, he is, but
And
that
Dave
match-
Sammartino, I forgot. I didn't even know he was existed until I went back and watched this. I forgot about him. I just knew. I'm like, oh, there's Bruno Sammartino. Who's this guy with him? Oh, that's his kid.
And then he wrestled Beefcake. So
Well, BK got better as
he
career
got
went
better
on.
as he went on, but early it was rough early. And I mean, they were both big guys, so I guess that's why it wasn't the best match. They're both huge.
Everyone's huge back then.
Yeah, everyone's massive, but like they just can't move very well, you know.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, it wasn't a good match, I know,
It just
but
wasn't.
I guess I looked at it. I'm like, I'm gonna give this the benefit of the doubt, but it's hard to sometimes.
They let it run way too long. Compared to other matches, they could have let it run longer.
Well, the longest match on this show was 13 minutes. It was you never see that today. I mean,
The Ricky Steamboat match was like 5-6
Yep.
minutes tops, and they let that one go for almost 12.
and the thing was, 12 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but if you watch this match,
It dragged on.
you'll feel like you're watching this thing for an hour.
It feels like, oh man, it's like you're watching an Iron Man match. It was the worst thing.
Bret Hart would give this match 4 out of 10 because that's his thing, but it wasn't that great of a match. Next, we had Greg the Hammer Valentine, Great Heel, versus
Great heel.
the JYD, the Junkyard Dog.
For the IC title at the time.
Yes, for the IC title, which Greg the Hammer Valentine was the
The
champion.
champion at the time, yeah.
And we found out in this match, only faces get entrance music.
Yeah, faces get intro music all the time.
But why don't the poor heels get entrance music?
I guess, like, in 1985, everyone was, like, so in character and things that the fans hated the heels.
They did.
They had
None
to
of them
hate
got
the
cheered
heels. Yeah,
at all.
no one cheered the heels. Nowadays, everyone loves the heel characters. No one likes the baby faces.
No.
And back then, like, you had Hogan, Steamboat, all them people like that, Junkyard Dog, everybody loved them.
Which I love Junkyard Dog too, I'm not gonna lie. He's awesome. He came in the ring, I got pumped. I'm like, yes, Junkyard Dog.
This makes up for every other bad match of the night.
Yes. But Greg the Hammer Valentine, he's awesome. He was in really good shape in this match, I noticed.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got a little bit, bigger toward the
Yeah,
end of his
yeah.
career, but in this match, dude, He was
It
awesome.
was a pretty good match.
Yeah, he was in awesome shape, and it was a good match. It ended kind of
count out.
No, it originally ended with Greg the Hammer Valentine using the ropes, dirty pin, and he won. But Tito Santana came out. Arriba! He came out, and he's like, "No, you're not going to win like that. Restart the match." And he's like, "Ref, he cheated." So the ref's like, "Okay, he cheated. Restart this match." And Greg the Hammer Valentine's like, "Nah."
He just walked away.
I'm going home.
Have always been heels. Like they haven't changed how heels are that much.
No, not at all.
I mean, nowadays you have like more. They've always been like cowardly heels.
I'm tired of the cowardly heels. Honestly, I like the heels who are like, "Yeah, I'll destroy you," but I don't have to. They can be cowardly sometimes, but not all the time.
I like the heels that go by their own rules.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, oh, you want me to do another match? Count out. I'm not wrestling for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I liked it.
I know like Edge won a lot of matches that way when he was really
but people like that.
Yeah, people like that. Like he just walk out like sorry about it.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, I don't have to do this. I'm the champ.
Count out. I'm still champ. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, Greg the Hammer Valentine ended up losing the match by count out, but he kept the title, of course, because you can't win like that.
Yeah.
It was a good match. One of the better matches as well.
The heel loses, but the heel still wins.
Exactly, and that's what the heel is about.
Yeah.
But that's how that match ended. Next, we had Sheik, the Iron Sheik, and Nikolai Volkoff with Freddie Blassie, one of the best managers of all time, versus Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda with Lou Albano.
The U.S. Express.
Yes, and for those of you who don't know, Mike Rotunda is Bo Dallas's dad and Bray Wyatt's dad, and it shows because he was the best performer in that match.
That entire match, it was just a great match. It was really fluid, really fast paced going on. It just felt.
And I love the heel work by the Iron Sheik. I mean, no one could like him. I can't like him still, and I know how he is outside of WWE, and he's the funniest person.
He's a great heel.
Man, when he like. U.S.
yeah.
that was great.
Oh, he's also for the WWF Tag Team titles.
Yes, it was to the tag team titles.
U.S. Express was the champions.
They were the champions going in, and they perfected tag team wrestling. Their quick tags, I love their quick tags. They work the arm really good, and then they get a quick tag, jump off the top rope, on the arm, do it again with the next guy.
Dare I say it?
Okay.
This tag match was better than tag matches today. 30 years down the road, this tag match is better than the tag matches we get today.
I wouldn't say every tag match, but
the majority of
tag team wrestling is not what it used to be. Which the New Day have some good matches. Yeah. The Shield has some amazing matches, but I see what you're saying. It's a lot different back then, and in a good way, in a really good way.
Like it was more than just like a gimmicky little match they had back then.
Oh, tag teams were a big deal back then.
It was a big deal. It shows from the performance. It's like this match was head and shoulders over everything else at the show.
And most tag teams, if they weren't thrown together, like out of nowhere, there was a storyline to put them together, and they stayed together for a really long time. They didn't just break up all of a sudden, which they broke up eventually, most of them, but they didn't, it wasn't like, just like that, this tag team's done. Like we have now, where tag teams can break up at any point. You just have to be prepared for it to happen.
Put a tag team together, sell the merch, and break them up a week later.
Yeah. Y2AJ, we're looking right at you. But it was a really good match. But I noticed the crowd was so patriotic back then.
Oh, yeah, God.
America
every day.
I mean, I noticed there was some people in the crowd like yelling "F you" at Sheik and Volkoff. I'm like, Jesus, man.
I mean, it was 1985. Like Cold War was still going on.
Yeah, true, and that's
you had a Russian and an Arab. Like
that's
not going to be good.
It, like, America, the U.S. Express, baby.
Yeah, it's like.
And what pissed the crowd off was the U.S. Express lost the titles.
Yeah, the U.S. Express lost. Oh.
At the first WrestleMania, they lost the tag team titles to these commies, basically.
Brilliant storytelling.
And no one could believe it. They were in shock. It was like The Undertaker losing to Brock Lesnar, basically. I mean, and even the commentators were shocked. Monsoon was like, I cannot believe what we just saw at this show. It was great.
It was best match of the night by far.
But, yeah, best match. I agree. Best match of the night. The tag team match. But we ended with Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkoff as the new tag team champions. Dalton, what do we have next on the show?
Our next match was Andre the Giant versus Big John Studd.
Good old
with
Andre.
Bobby the Brain Heenan as manager.
One of my favorite managers of all time as well, which most of these people from this era were my favorite managers of all time.
It was a gimmick match, right?
If Andre lost, he had to retire, and whoever body slammed their opponent first
yeah.
won.
If Andre the Giant lost, he had to retire, but if he won, he got $15,000.
$15,000, man. I wish I was in that match.
Yeah, but Andre the Giant just like focused down Big John Studd's leg. It was a short match.
It was smart. The way he did it was smart.
It's like a 4-minute match.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
He just like beat on his leg, then picked him up.
And Andre was super over.
Yeah, Andre. That's a big man.
A big man.
It's a big man.
He couldn't move very well, but that was okay. It'd still be okay.
No one could
he's
move
Andre.
very well back then.
No, they couldn't. But he picked up John Studd and body slammed him, and the crowd went crazy.
He started throwing the money into the crowd.
Yeah, everyone got money.
Yeah, everybody got money.
I'm assuming it was real money. I mean,
I hope it was.
I know because
he only got a couple handfuls out though. Then Bobby grabbed the bag.
Yeah, Bobby Heenan, the Weasel, Bobby Heenan ran away with the money.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a fun match. I had fun with it.
It was a nice little thing.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby Heenan, man, you can't beat that. Best heel manager, one of the best heel managers. I mean, the Weasel himself. What do we have next, Dalton?
Oh, we had a women's title match.
Ooh.
It was Liliana Kai.
Who?
Yeah, right.
That's what I said when I saw this. I'm like, I don't remember this lady.
Liliana Kai with
Cyndi Lauper.
Girls
just want to have fun, people, and that's what this match was all about.
She's been around wrestling forever, hasn't she?
Yeah, I remember a few years ago we were watching
we was in,
Monday Night Raw when Heath Slater was facing all the legends.
We were in Charleston, South Carolina.
We were in Charleston, and Cyndi Lauper was on the show.
Yeah, I just got back into watching wrestling back then.
With Roddy Piper.
What is happening?
And Gillespie here had no clue what was going on, but he loved it because it was so random.
Yeah, I was like, I'm down. It was Wendy Richter and the Fabulous Moolah.
Ooh, Moolah, one of the best women's wrestlers. I know it was a different time when she was champion, but man, one of the best. Go back and watch her stuff on the network if you can find it because it was great. Hold up, Dalton or Gillespie.
Sorry, guys. Cyndi Lauper was with Wendy Richter. And then Fabulous Moolah was with Liliana Kai. Because I know Wendy Richter had won the title for Moolah.
Yeah, she did. Sorry about that mix-up. It's no big deal.
Yes.
But
the women's match actually wasn't that bad. They actually wrestled like the men do.
Yeah, and there was no hair pulling obviously a little bit, but
the men do that too. Like
it was a wrestling match. Yeah. It wasn't. Oh, I'm gonna slap you.
It wasn't a diva match.
It was
a wrestling match.
Can we please stop calling them? I'm gonna go back to reality for a minute. Can we please stop calling them divas in wrestling today? They're women's wrestlers, not divas.
Yeah, bring back the women's championship.
Please, it looks so good.
Bring back Trish Stratus.
Oh, please, she looks so good. But anyways, this match was really good actually.
Yeah, compared to like some of the matches we get today from the women, some.
So yeah, some of them.
I mean, we have some like the women's wrestling is getting better, obviously today.
They're getting not just good looking women, which they are good looking. They're getting better wrestlers, which
they're focusing more on the wrestling aspect, less than just pretty faces. I know,
and that's what they need to do.
A few years back, it was just the women's wrestling was terrible. A few years back.
Oh, she looks good, but she can't wrestle. But it's okay because she looks good.
That
was the mindset of Vince McMahon. Probably still is. Triple H is like, Vince, we got to change some things.
We got to change some stuff. But yeah, it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Better than some of the matches of the night.
Oh, better than Beefcake.
Better than Beefcake.
Hashtag better than Beefcake.
Hashtag better than Beefcake. Oh.
But in the end, Wendy Richter picked up the win.
Yeah.
The face, pulled through.
She had the win. She beat Liliana Kai and the Fabulous Moolah as her manager. So, and Cyndi Lauper was there. So she had.
It was part of the Rock and Wrestling connection back then. Yeah, it was a good match. It was definitely a good match. Yeah. And now on, what you've all been waiting for. The main event of WrestleMania 1.
It was
Hulk Hogan and Mr. T with Jimmy Snuka versus Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and Rowdy Roddy Piper with Bob Orton.
Cowboy Bob Orton.
With the broken hand. Or broken arm. Whatever it was broken, he always wore a cast.
Guest referee, Muhammad Ali.
The champ himself.
And guest timekeeper, Liberace.
Yeah, okay. Moving on. This match...
It wasn't a great match.
But it was a star. It was full of stars.
Star power match. The atmosphere was insane for the match.
And Hogan was obviously the most over person, not in wrestling, but in the world.
In the United States at the time.
Yeah, he was it.
It was like Hulk Hogan, Walter Payton.
President was below Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Hulk Hogan probably should have been president back then.
Yeah, I mean...
He would have won.
Oh, gosh.
He might have beat Reagan. I don't know if we can go that far, but
Reagan. True.
But anyways, not very long. I mean, it was 13 minutes. The longest match of the night.
It was a main event, so
30 minutes or 13 minutes actually.
Yeah.
Wasn't that long, but Hogan did his normal thing, you know.
I noticed a lot of the match was the first of the match. Mr. T was in the ring. The first
Yes,
of
he was.
They tagged in Hogan. Hogan was in for pretty much the rest of that match.
And Mr. T did pick up Roddy Piper and slam him on the mat.
It was a decent slam.
Yeah, and Mr. T, him and Hulk Hogan, good buds. I mean, it was cool to see.
Yeah.
Something.
And there was a scuffle in the middle of the thing where everybody was fighting, and Muhammad Ali punched Bob Orton in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Off the ring.
Oh, yeah, that was... Man, I wouldn't want to get punched by Muhammad Ali. I'm not going to lie.
I'll let him punch me, just so I could say it happened.
Yeah, but you might not live to say it happened, Gillespie.
In a perfect world.
Yeah. But, of course, you knew he was going to win this match before it started.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Hogan match.
Did Hogan ever lose at WrestleMania? Yeah, he did. But not. Yeah, he did. But not this one. Not the first one.
Not the first one.
Hogan and Mr. T picked up the win. The crowd goes nuts. Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura sign us off. And that was WrestleMania 1. Man, it was a milestone for wrestling at the time.
It was a huge milestone for wrestling. But looking back on it, like from the shows we've had, like as a show itself at the time, it was great. But from the shows we've had since, it's kind of just falls to the wayside.
It does, but
even in the first 5 WrestleManias, it still was.
It really, but it did. It
cemented.
It cemented the WWF's legacy, and it created the opportunity for them to have more WrestleManias and get better every year.
Years later?
It'll be 32 years this year.
32 years later, we're still doing it.
Still going
every
strong.
year.
I don't see it ending ever. I mean,
yeah.
How could it? Obviously, it's the WWE is one of the most watched things on television.
It's definitely the flagship of pro wrestling today. It has been for years.
It will be for years. I don't see anybody coming up. You know,
there's not any real competition right now.
There's other great promotions, but there's just no competition for Vince McMahon.
Not on the same level.
No, and WrestleMania 1 is Vince's baby. He made the WWF what it was and what the WWE is, and it was just a great show.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Gillespie?
Overall, it's a decent show. It wasn't the greatest
wrestling
show of all time, but it was definitely just
entertaining. It was
entertaining. It was nostalgic.
The nostalgic was real, and that's what us wrestling fans love is good old nostalgia.
Seeing all those stars like from days past, it was a great experience.
80s. If you love the 80s, if you don't even like wrestling, if you love the 80s, go watch WrestleMania 1.
Watch WrestleMania 1. You'll have a good time watching it.
Oh, trust me.
Except for the beefcake match.
Yeah.
Just skip that one. It's not a big deal.
Just fast forward. But that was our WrestleMania review, WrestleMania 1, and this was our first edition of the Wrestling Club Throwback.
Hey, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And don't forget to tell your friends about this.
Yeah.
Because
you got friends that like wrestling? Tell them about us.
Yeah, we love wrestling. And listen, I mean, we got Gillespie here.
We love wrestling, and if you love wrestling, we love you.
Exactly.
If you don't like wrestling, we still love you.
Yeah, we just wish you'd love wrestling like we do.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one. Did you enjoy this video? Do you want more Wrestling Club? Click subscribe today. And don't forget to like all our videos and go back and watch all the other ones. We have Throwback Thursdays every single Thursday. And we have our podcast, the Wrestling Club Podcast, every Sunday. You don't want to miss those. Subscribe today. Now enjoy this royalty-free music.